Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It is that time. I have been at my place here in the Philippines for over 1 month, so I wanted to give you guys an update on my cost of living being on my own in the Philippines. So, I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of my monthly cost, and I'm going to put it into two different categories. So, you're going to have one, which is going to be your main bills, which is going to be your rent and your food, and then I'll do a separate one with is going to be like miscellaneous things, and that's going to include things like things that you wouldn't normally spend on a monthly basis. I just spend a little bit extra food, and then I have things like I had a because it's a new place. I had to get like a rice cooker and dishware. You know, the normal things you have to spend when going into a new place. So, if you're new to my channel, I'm Jeff. I moved to the Philippines back in March of 2025. I did move here with a girl my Filipina, my girlfriend that I met online. We spent a couple of months dating online, and then I decided to move out here and be with her. We did live together for about 8 months, and then I decided to get my own place. It's just it was it was pretty fast that we moved into. We moved in. We only talked for like 2 months before we decided for me to move to the Philippines and move in with her and her daughter. So we wanted to give each other a little bit of space, try to figure us out. So I've been there for about a month and a half now. So the first 8 months was spent with her and on her at her house on her family's compound. So I do have some videos of that. If you're new to my channel, check those out. I have video of us showing the compound that I lived at with her and her daughter on her family's compound. So her mom is there, her siblings and family members and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool if you want to check that out. But we'll jump right into the video. Um, so I'll give you guys a breakdown of the main things first. And again, if you haven't checked out my channel, I have a couple of videos back. I have a video showing my new house. So it's a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, kind of like a townhouse in a subdivision. So I have a video that shows the house there, and it's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll start with the main categories, which we're going to start with, of course, rent. So rent is $340 a month. And it's like 20,000 pesos, but I'm just going to I'm from the United States, again, if I didn't tell you. So I'm going to pretty much be saying everything in United States dollars. So rent was $340 a month. And then on my electrical bill, I've got everything written down on notes. That's what I'm reading off here. My electric bill for the first month was 70 bucks. And I was only there for about 3 weeks out of the bill. So out of the cycle. So I'm going to figure my electricity is going to be around $100, but that was also running the AC 24 hours a day. So I'm pretty sure I can keep my electricity around 70 to 100 bucks a month. So we're going to stick with that 70. So that's 340 for rent, 70 for electricity. And then you have your water, and I break the water down into two categories. So you have your regular water, it's just tap water, like showering and cooking like food if you boil it or whatever. And that's actually pretty cheap. It's like $6 a month for water. And I take 20-minute, 30-minute showers. I have a washer there, so I use that pretty often. So it's only $6 a month for water. And then the other category for water is you have your water delivered here in the Philippines, because tap water is not the safest to drink. It's usually, from my understanding, river water. Maybe if you're local, you grew up here, your body's a lot adjusted to more of the microorganisms and things like that. So us, from being from the United States, we're going to have things that we're not adapted to, like they would be adapted to here. I don't like my girlfriend. She doesn't drink the tap water. But anyway, so you have water delivered in big jugs. They're like big 5-gallon jugs. So the water that I bought like 4 or 5 jugs, and it was $14 for like 4 or 5 jugs of water. And then so it was $14 for those 4 jugs, but then you pay it's like $1 to have the jug just refilled. So we're gonna attack that. $14 for that. And then we have internet. I paid 33 bucks a month for internet, and it's pretty decent. It's think it's like 250 megabytes a second. So that is going to be like your main things. So that's roughly about $463. And of course, you need other things like food and gas and cell phones and stuff like that. But like the main portion, and that's just for living, we're going to put that into a category for $463. The next category we have is food. And my monthly bill for the first month was 300 US dollars. And that is a very high amount for living in the Philippines for a single person, in my opinion, from my experience. But the reason why my bill was $300 was lifestyle of living. So as a single person, I'm guessing you can average around $100, maybe $200 if you're just, we're not talking about eating out, we're talking about just going to a store. So mine was $300. But the reason mine was $300 is I lived with my girlfriend at her place, and she's very, I don't want to say she's cheap. she's used to eating, just like good food and not eating a lot of frozen foods and things like that, like we're accustomed to in the United States. And being a single guy, I've ate a lot of frozen burritos and things that are really simple to microwave and things that have a high shelf life. So I lived with her for 8 months. And then when I got my place, you have a store here called S&R. And that's where a lot of the foreigners or expats, whatever you want to call them, Americans, people from other countries, mainly Americans, that's where they go to get their imported foods. It's like a Costco. I have a video on that too as well. But so I spent $300, and a lot of that was from S&R. So I got like a lot of it was food that's going to last me 3 or 4 months. So I got like a $20 worth of coffee grinds. I got like a big jug of nacho cheese for $20, bagels and English muffins. I get a lot of hash browns. So I bought a lot of food that's going to last me easily 2, maybe 3 months. You still have to go to the store, your local grocery store, to get eggs and milk and things like that. So the $300 was high, but it's also, I didn't have things like butter. I didn't have soy sauce. I didn't have salt and pepper, or the minimum. So the 300 is pretty high. So I would say you're probably going to get by as a single person around $100 to $200, depending on how you want to live. I would probably splurge a little bit and spend $200, because I did buy things like frozen burritos, and I just don't really splurge because I didn't really. I'm sorry, I don't really go cheap on the living. You can cut costs a little bit, but if it's $100, $200, I'm fine with that. So food, $300. Next category I have is gas, and that's going to be fuel for your car. I have a motorcycle. I have a 2025 Rusi 125 cc fuel injected, and I can fill that tank up for a little bit under $5. And I don't go very far. Sometimes I go to S&R, which is like a half-hour drive. So my driving is minimum, but I would say it's a little bit below average. So I fill my gas tank up twice. So $5 times 2, I paid about $10 a month in fuel. So that's, for me, and that's been pretty average since I've been here, but it's also a brand new motorcycle. Okay, and the next we have is your cell phone plans. So myself, I have 2 cell phone plans, and this is a big one for expats because I have a local plan, and that is through the Philippines. I pay $10 a month for that, and that is postpaid. So you have postpaid and prepaid. Typically, unless you're with someone else's name, if you're a foreigner, and like if you come here, you can put like a plan in like your girlfriend's name or something like that and get prepaid. But if you don't have anybody to go off of, you put it in your own name and you do postpaid. So it's just like we're used to in the United States. It's just locals here, they do a lot of prepaid. So I pay $10 a month for postpaid. So it's a flat rate, and it's 6 gigabytes of data. And I'm usually at home. I don't use a lot of data when I'm out and about. So 6 gigabytes has done me plenty. I've never ran out of data, and the speeds are fairly decent. So there's no issues whatsoever for me. So that's the first one I have, and that's the local Philippines number. And usually I have Globe and Smart. I use Globe. They're just two different ones, just like AT&T and Verizon. The next one I have is my United States phone number. I have Mint Mobile, and I buy a 1-year service, so I get lower rates. So with Mint Mobile, I pay $15 a month. So that's, for the whole year, you're paying, your breakdown is $15. So you need that, or I need that number for mainly for one-time passcodes. So for like your bank, anything you have two-step verification on, they're gonna send you a one-time passcode via text or call. So mainly for your bank, that's what you're gonna need. So I pay $25 a month. My Mint Mobile works really good out here. I think it's just text only. I don't think I can call. I'd have to clarify that, but because I never call, and if I do, it's usually on like Facebook or something like that. A lot of people here, they use Facebook, they use Wi-Fi data. So if you're at home, you just have your Wi-Fi data on, and it's not going to use any of your minutes. So yeah, so I don't have any phone calls. I think I pay extra for that, but yeah. Anyways, Mint works great out here. Then your next is going to be your Visa. So I pay roughly $34 a month for my Visa, and that your first month is like around $40-50. Then your second month here, you have to apply for an ACR card. So you have a whole bunch of different fees. It's like $100-200 or something like that. I can't remember. I'll see if I can get the amount. But once you pass that, it's just you only get a high bill your second month. After your second month, then it's just you get a Visa renew every 2 months. So breaking it down, it's $34 a month, pretty average. And any tips on that is if you go online and pay your Visa, you renew your Visa online, it's way easier, but you want to do it a couple of days ahead. I've tried to do it like 2-3 days before my due date, and it seemed to not let me. But if I do it about a week before my due date, then boom, it's just really fast. You go on to, I forget the name of it, it's the Visa Bureau or whatever, through the Philippines, whatever. And if you do it like a weekend ahead, then it's pretty easy. So $34 a month for that. Then I have random streaming services, Netflix, Pandora, stuff like that. And I pay US prices. So I pay $26 a month for Pandora, Netflix, and then I have like Amazon Prime. I like those. So those are things you obviously don't need. And you can get things like Netflix and Pandora and things like that here in the Philippines. It's way cheaper, but you have a limited library. So keep that in mind. Then another bill I have, and this is not going to be in anyone else's bill, of course, but I have a storage unit in the United States. So I pay $68 a month for my storage unit. Just wanted to include that in there. Then I have my mail forwarding system. So I use a website called iPostal, and I pay $15 a month for that. So what that is I moved out of my place. I use my parents' address as like my main address so I can continue established residency. But when I moved out of my place, I signed up for iPostal. It's basically run out of Staples. So it's just like forwarding system through the US Postal Service. You have a little box inside of FedEx. Inside of Staples. You have a little box. They forward your mail into there. The benefit of that is I can have them. They send me for free, or for included in the $15. They take a photo of my mail, and then they send it to me. And then I have the choice of shredding it, tossing it, or I can have them scan it for like $2. So, if it's something important, they scan it and they email it to you in a PDF, or they don't email it to you. You log into your iPostal portal, and you can see it right there. But you get to see the outside of every letter that comes in when you log in, so you don't pay extra for that. So that's a pretty good one. They have tons of those. If you need something like that, check those out. All right, then my next one is VPN services. Again, I like to watch Netflix. I like to listen to Pandora. A lot of things like Pandora, I can't even access here in the Philippines. but I can with the VPN. And then Netflix, you can access it, but you're going to get a smaller library, and you're going to get a library from the Philippines. So I have a travel router that I install a VPN on. And I have a video on that too. It walks you through if you want to install a VPN on your router, which is pretty cool. So I pay $5 a month for that VPN. And then I also pay $5 a month for another. And that one's called, I use Surfshark for that. My second one is Bitdefender. That is my VPN / antivirus. I bought it just for antivirus because it was like $60 a year. So I'm including that in there. So, and it comes with a VPN service as well, but it's 5 devices. And the Surfshark, you can have, like, I think it's unlimited. I don't know if it's unlimited or not, but I put it on my router, so I have unlimited anything that connects to the router. So my VPN service is $10 a month. Again, that's something you don't need to have. It's just convenience, and it includes the antivirus on my computer. I work online, so I definitely want to do that. I don't want to do my shopping online, so you want to have some kind of antivirus or a VPN. If you purchase things online, having a antivirus and also a VPN is going to just double protection against getting scammed or someone getting your information. Okay, and then my next category, and again this is miscellaneous, is my cameras. So I use Blink camera for like CCTV. So I pay $5 a month for 2 different services. I have Blink, and what's weird about Blink is I've been here 8 months, and don't tell anybody, but I've never been charged for my Blink. I don't know why. There's some kind of flaw because they're not supposed to work over here, and they just work, and I can stream them. But I have 2 other services I use for my CCTV in case one fails. So I pay about $5 a month to access the online streaming and the online cloud storages. So $5 for that. Then I have a bunch of random miscellaneouses. So that month of December, I spent about $300 on miscellaneous stuff. And this is because when I move into a place, you're going to need new things. I had things with Sarah. So when I moved into my new place, I needed a rice cooker. I wanted a rug for the living room, dishes, silverware, things that, a broom, things like that. So just random things I needed. I had a lot of it, but I spent about $300 on that. Another random thing that's totally off topic, but I want to include it in the budget because these are, daily things you may buy or whatever. You're always going to have something random that you want to buy. So I spent $180 on a workout bench gym, dumbbells, and then a weight bench. As you can see, I'm not using it. And then I spent $37 on a bracket and a top box for my motorcycle. So that's the box that goes in the back of the motorcycle to put stuff in because I'm used to having a car and I don't have a trunk. So I go to the store, and I've just been doing it like a local and putting it in between my knees, between my feet, whatever. So hopefully I didn't go over things too fast or too slow, whatever. I like to do these videos very transparent and just be fully myself. I'm a regular average Joe telling you guys average prices and average lifestyle. I'm not doing something like, commercials and fluffing like, I live in the Philippines and I spend $200 and I live like a king or something crazy like that. So these are just me just talking normal to a camera. So hopefully you guys like it and you don't annoy you too much. So my total month spent in, I got my mic on and it's like dropping my shirt down. So total bill for the month of December was $1,473. Wasn't including Christmas presents. I probably should have added it in there. And it wasn't including going out, but I really don't go out whatsoever. And if I do, it's just meeting up with Sarah and we go and grab our kid McDonald's or something like that. McDonald's is fairly cheap here. You can get a meal here for $2. Or we go to like a little eatery for lunch for like $1 or $2. So yeah, maybe tack in another $50 for my lifestyle living, 50 to 100 max. I mean, probably $50. So $1,473 for total. but that's including everything. So without the things, let me see. So without the things like eating out, without Netflix, the VPN, the iPostal service, I have a storage unit. I'm not going to include that. And then my food bill is about 300. So we're going to say I can probably get away with $100 a month, maybe a little bit more. But if we just say the average of what, if I was to live and not splurge like I did this last month, because I did splurge. I bought things I normally wouldn't get because it's my first month. I wanted to live decent. So I wanted to see what it felt like not having to really, worry about penny pinching. So that was $1,473, and it was $993 for if you take out all the miscellaneous things. So with the $993, if you were to budget the food, so the $300 bill goes down to like 100, and you cut out my storage, which you guys wouldn't pay for, cut out like your postal service, your Netflix, and your VPN, my average bill for cost of living here in the Philippines would be $664 plus whatever if you're going to go out and eat or something, like small things like that. So that may tack on another 50 to $100 depending on your lifestyle. And I push that very big because these numbers can be different for everybody. You can live here off $1,000. You can live here off of $3,000. You can live here off of $300, $400, $500, but you're going to be living in a $50 shack, or you're going to be living with your girlfriend without rent, or whatever, you can find a really cheap place, but you won't have AC, you won't have, hot water, things like that. So everything is based off of lifestyle. You can live really, really cheap, or you can come here with $3,000 and live really, really good for $3,000. And when I say living good, like you're traveling, you're doing a lot of things. So keep all this in mind when I say that, because you're going to hit a lot of people online that just argue about the cost of living in the Philippines. Oh, you can't live in the Philippines for $1,000. You got to have 3,000. Oh, you can't live for 500. Oh, you need this, you need that. It's all, lifestyle. I would suggest, if you're moving here, this is a little off topic. Living here, I would suggest not coming for under $1,000 a month. You do need to have an emergency fund. You do also have medical. I don't have medical. I don't have insurance right now. I have car insurance, but I have liability. So factor all those other things in. Again, goes with lifestyle. So hopefully I didn't ramble too much again. So stay tuned in the next couple of days. I got some big if you made it this long, stay tuned the next couple of days. I got some big information coming out pretty soon. Pretty excited to announce it to you guys. So hopefully you stuck around to the end and you know about this. So give me a couple of days. Let me get this video out and I'll update you guys on the new exciting information. You're going to love it. If you're new to my channel, or if you watch and you don't subscribe, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps out so much for us to create this channel. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate you all very much for tuning in. Until next time, and stay tuned for that information coming out soon.